The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Ground roller, we're ready for football. Bryant jump shot, puts it in. Here he is looking at the short season. The Giants win it 12-7. From their first season in the NHL. And that is a world-class free kick. One punch to turn the whole thing around. This I don't know.
Shout us out. What's the count? This is Sports Collective TV. I'm your host and moderator. I'm Farron, a.k.a. WDC. I want to thank you again for tuning into the show. This guy over here, right here.
I like the jersey.
As always, we got a very spectacular show for you. Don't worry about the jerseys.
You only got one.
That's all I need. We play one-on-one over here.
Somebody else going to need a different jersey.
All right.
Let the man talk.
Gee whiz. Rewind that back. All right, no, for real.
Google it.
Welcome to Sports Collective TV. As you've been checking social media, we have a very important, spectacular show for you. Action-packed from the LABC League to the CIF to Mother Fitness is here. And so we're just going to get it all started. But I don't do this by myself. As you can see, the deck is always full. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, at IamWDC for your sickle cell trait awareness. What's up, man?
That's what's up. Big Al on the house, on the desk, bringing you that NBA alert.
X's and O's? I thought we were going to say X's and O's.
No, man. Bring you the NBA alert later on in the show.
It's not a desk. A desk like halves like others. This is not a desk. Okay. Go ahead.
Right,
do it again. Try one more time.
You see what happens?
It's the same shit.
It's the same every week.
But we got a basketball-packed show for you today, so definitely stay tuned for that. Some great guests talking LABC. We're going to talk some Drew League later on, and some interesting stuff happening in the NBA, too. So make sure you stay tuned.
Who did you see at the Drew League?
Oh, man. DeMar DeRozan, Swaggy No 3.
Swaggy No 3. Didn't hit him.
He didn't hit none.
He need a haircut. I think if you get a haircut, he can balance his head to where he can have a better equilibrium. So,
I mean, you know, those chains wear you down after running down 15 times on the court. So
I saw X's and O's had Kobe and Scottie Pippen in the
right.
Yeah,
together.
They were watching
I was like, Scottie.
Oh, Big Baby Davis.
Kobe was looking kind of broke looking though. He had like a little Nike T-shirt on and.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
that's how millionaires roll.
He didn't have a Sherbet shirt on. You know, you gotta get your
That's nice.
Yeah, thank
that
you.
is not
It
nice.
is fresh.
What you got to
say?
Well, nothing, man. I ain't got nothing much today, but we do have a special show. My name is Fredo Cervantes, of course. Go ahead and follow me at Fredo Cervantes on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And this is the truth, and I tell you nothing but the truth.
So he says.
Yeah, and I say that, and I'm excited. We got Big Bob here. We got Robert Lamar in the building. I can't wait for him to get up
your
here.
boy.
Yeah, but Callie, take it away.
Hey, you know me. I'm just here to act a fool. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Hey,
Where's
cut
the
it
candy
out.
at? There's no candy on here today.
No, now later today because they didn't want to give us no sponsorship money, so I had to
Damn.
put them away.
They ain't paid for that.
They ain't
You know,
paid for that.
that's now later is everybody's candy. All right?
Yeah.
Even Mama, what's her name?
Mother Fitness.
Mother Fitness. Yeah, I've been. Yeah.
I see you rocking that Lakers gear.
Don't
There it
put
is.
no, please.
Late show.
I thought that was a 23
Save that for
on
her
there
segment,
for
man.
sure.
Save
Hey,
that
look,
for
check
her
this.
segment.
Hold on, man. All y'all intros was corny. I'm
shit.
okay.
I'm
All right,
interesting.
retake. Hey, take
I'm
it back.
interesting. I'm
Take it
interesting.
back. Take it back.
I'm interested. If it wasn't for me, it wouldn't be no show.
Oh, my
That's
God.
why it's
It'd be half a show.
AskElia.com, baby.
Okay, all right.
There it is.
So, let me put my ego back in my pocket. All right,
Thank you.
but we do got Chocolate Thunder in the building. Football season is around the corner. Oh, we got my other boy,
Yeah.
Mr. Popcorn Jingle. But we he got a new program talking about chess in the hood, teaching kids how to use their mind to be able to strike. Because chess is one of those games, you know. It's one of those games. It's not checkers.
Me and my pops
You
play
can't,
chess.
you know, flying kings.
I don't
So,
even play
all right.
chess. I want to learn. Can you teach me?
Yeah, so
teach me how to play some
So
chess.
upcoming program, this is a young man who's been on our show before. I think he had this really interesting story in the past where it was about he found out his child was gay or something like that, and
Yeah.
he wrote a book, and you know what I'm saying, that was one of them stories where we do this so organically. I had to take a time out. Like I was like, oh
was
my
like
God,
20
he came here to talk about basketball. Now we got a gay moment. It was like, oh wow, but
Real
it's
life.
just, it's just
What
real life
happened.
situation, real life TV stuff like that. So. Always looking for sponsorship. So if you got an opportunity, you're a business out there, you can call AskIlya.com, 424-789-0579. Give us a call if you want to call in, 323-293-3375. But Google me, Ilya Daily, Cali Sportsman, just here to act the damn fool. All right.
So,
Right.
Big Al, talk about the Drew League, man. What was going on when you was there, man?
Oh man, that was an interesting.
Did they let you
experience. They let me.
You had a
You know,
basketball.
Shireen made sure that
You had a
that I
basketball.
Shout out to
everything.
Shireen.
You had a
So,
basketball.
shout out
Did you have a
to Shireen.
basketball under you know, like you was coming from the hoop
He
court?
had to have a camera in it.
I had to have the camera. She gave me the media pass and everything, so she made sure it was
Okay.
all good.
All right.
You know, she's
Nice.
Did you do
very
it without a
connected
hat?
there. No, I showed up with my hat.
Wow.
Do you sleep with the hat?
You know what? I've never seen you with your hat on.
You know, I shower with that.
He got a
time.
nice grade of hair from the guy sits to the left of you who has none. You know what I'm saying? I would imagine he would want to have a hat.
You can learn something.
He
Though.
would want to have.
Listen,
And if you got to wear a hat, you don't wear the snapback on the front. That's going to create like a little print. You wear it.
All right, so since we're talking fashion
Okay,
here,
all right.
you know, we can really get into it. But no. Most hated players, Swaggy P, Swaggy P, DeMar DeRozan, Jordan Clarkson playing on the Cavs. They faced off against Big Baby Davis's team and old Catino Mobley, who've been playing
Old
on
Coutinho.
and he's getting up there. He's got the white beard and everything going on.
They playing the
But,
3-on-3, right?
They're
With-
playing the 3-on-3, so they already have some chemistry going. And coming into the game, I thought this wasn't going to be much of a challenge. These NBA dudes are going to run them off the court and stuff like that. But it's an interesting surprise to always see them realizing that these younger guys, they're not that far off skill wise than we do.
yeah.
So
And we
they
was
come in,
talking
they're
about
like
that.
surprised.
I mean, you
that,
got to remember when
man,
you
these
get
guys
on
are
a
going all out.
basketball court, competition is competition. No
Yes.
matter how old or young you are,
Ooh.
we got a hoop player in here. That's in you. You like, ain't nobody can beat you. Ain't nobody gonna out jump me. Ain't nobody gonna out rebound me.
Especially- if you play together?
reputations are on the line there, and these unknown, quote unquote, unknown players, they're putting it all out there. They're trying to get discovered, and you got these millionaire.
But you was
NBA
at
players
when we was
coming out.
watching Harden. He missed what, like
He was
5
balling out.
threes
That's what I was
first.
saying.
He was garbage.
But-
Yeah.
Garbage.
He was garbage.
And then complaining like it's the NBA Finals. Like we at the Drew League. Oh, he touched me.
And
He
watch,
touched
that's
me.
the guy
So
who
was-
actually won the MVP. Can you believe
Right,
that?
he
That was
touched
the
me. He
NBA MVP.
Was it
Wow.
Kennedy? What's it?
Frank Nitti.
Frank
Frank
Nitti
Nitti.
was
Beat him
dragging
up.
him
Yeah,
up.
beat him up.
Same way. I mean, DeMar, he couldn't drive to the basket like he does in the NBA. He couldn't, shoot threes like he did in the NBA.
Well, he
So that's
doesn't
a
shoot
different
threes
thing.
in the NBA. Shoot 29%.
Because it's all entertainment, y'all. So y'all
You gotta understand.
trying
You
to
gotta
go out the
understand.
Drew League,
You
though,
gotta
which I
understand.
was
It's
asking
summer for
myself.
them, so they just out there to just do a song and dance. They're not out there to give you a great performance because they don't want to get hurt. They don't want to have no problems.
That's
man.
true.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that they showed up is great. Just the fact that they're representing the Drew League. I think that's the bigger picture.
Yeah, definitely. That's
Community
definitely an
stuff.
amazing
Yeah.
thing. And, tickets are free, so a lot of people who never get a chance to see these players can really get up close and watch that.
Because I
So
brought
just from
my
that
baby mama
perspective, it's a great
Shaquisha
thing.
and all her 7 kids. And
And on that note, we're going to take a break.
7?
We're going to take a break. Don't even entertain that. Don't even entertain
7.
that. Don't even entertain that. We out of here. We're going to take a quick break because we got the LABC
That's where
segment
the
coming up.
cutoff.
The finals is tonight. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Sports Collective Media for all the highlights, especially for tonight. All right, so we'll be back 20 seconds. Sports Collective TV.
and popcorn was
Please don't entertain
$1.25.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh,
too.
man, that shot was cold,
I
man.
hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Of
Health and Military Performance, also known as CHAMP, of the Uniformed Services University of Health and Science, known as USUHS, is conducting a study to understand a possible genetic link between sickle cell trait, known as SCT, and exercise-related events, known as EREs, such as exertional rhabdomyolysis, muscle damage, heat stroke, and or collapse. We are inviting African American men and women with sickle cell trait and their family members to participate. Participating in the study will require you to complete a health history questionnaire, a form authorizing our study physician to gather health information from you and your healthcare provider, as well as a one-time blood donation. In order to qualify for the study, you must meet the following criteria: be African American, be sickle cell trait positive, be able to read, speak, and understand English, be between the ages of 18 and 80, and currently not being treated for any mental or psychological disorders. Participation is completely voluntary, and your decision will not impact your health care. The results for this study are for research purposes only and are not intended to directly benefit any individual for confidentiality reasons. However, the results of this study are intended to help better shape policies and associated health risks affecting the SCT community. Participants may be compensated for their time. To join the study, or if you would like additional information regarding the study, please contact the study team by phone, area code 240-479-9514, or email sctstudy-ggg@usuhs.edu.
All right, welcome back to Sports Selective TV. Again, I'm your host and moderator, I'm Ferran, aka WDC. As we've been sharing with you on the social media, tonight is the LABC Finals Championship game. North Division versus South Division. So guess what?
Booyah!
Booyah! Right here, live in person. Aramis is here to talk about their, what were you, 7-3?
7-3.
7-3.
7-3, but a chap nonetheless.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Say more about that.
We took it home. Simple and plain. Winning there, and we won the game. Played team ball.
Is this your first year in this?
It's my first year.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Americans was saying that y'all came all the way from the Inland Empire.
Yeah, half the squad is out there. And half the squad's out here, but we made it happen.
Introduce yourself, man, to the listeners.
I'm Aramis, of course. Aramis.
Now you're messing it up.
Just representing Slaughterhouse, LABC in the building, man. All the way from the IE. I'm just glad to be here.
Give us some background. What's your basketball history, man?
I don't play. I was kind of like blessed skill-wise. I had an older brother who played, younger brothers who played, and family members. So I just kind of developed my game slightly around them. They don't play defense, but
just like James Harden.
Yeah. So
but he sounds like an astronaut. I mean, listen to him. He like, I really don't play. Well, I just jump out of the gym and give you 30 every night. But
sometimes I do. Pretty accurate.
There it is. Tonight, we're gonna get some of that tonight.
Maybe, I don't know. I do whatever my team needs me to do, really.
Now he's a humble player. Hey,
so how did you build your squad then? I mean, who put that together?
My brother RJ has some guys he played, college ball with and other leagues with, and he called us up, like, hey, you guys want to join?
Yeah.
We're like, well, give me a time in the day, and we were able to make that. So we just joined in and came together.
Because most of these teams don't practice. Are you a team that practice?
No, we don't practice.
So none of these damn teams practice.
Nobody practice.
Everybody dribbling with their right hand because they can't dribble with their left.
We're all left-handed, actually.
Oh, that's great. Shit. Me too. I can relate. Right hand mine. So anyway, but I think that's the most phenomenal part of the story is that, I think we've said this in the past segments in regards to how these guys get together and kind of know what roles they need to play to have a good chemistry to be able to go out and just play phenomenal basketball. Because we see the both ends. We see the spoiled side where you ain't doing well, you're not gelling well, and the points is not hitting. Guys is like want to quit, they want to throw their jersey away. And then we see the guys like yourself where basically just chemistry is on. They got they've got the defensive stops. They getting the transition baskets and just motivated. And that's how you stay motivated in these type of leagues is moving that ball and getting those points. So congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
Since you don't play basketball, what's your background? I mean, what do you do?
He's an astronaut. He's on his way to the moon. See his hat?
There it is.
Really.
He's not an astronaut. He's Batman.
The family was always, involved in athletics, one way or another. So just kind of learning from them. Really, I just really like to just work. Really, so in my free time to kind of stay fit, kind of stay young, I'll just try to hop into a league whenever I can and. Just play when I can.
Is everybody like 6'2", 6'3" and above, or is
I think we're pretty solid. We probably average around like 6'1", 6'2". We're just fairly well. I'm like one of the lighter people on the team, so we got a little bit of weight.
That's a good small team,
But-
though.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody can run.
Yeah, good tempo. The tempo's good.
Yeah.
And overall, pretty
You know, in
efficient.
past history, someone always had this story. You know, like, hey, I was playing ball, got shot in the lip.
Chasing the
something,
dream. Yeah.
something happens. Always something happens.
Yeah.
But you seem like more polished in regards to what we've had in the past, in regards to chasing a dream, or, I guess your story is just picking it up and just playing and just having this natural knack for it and just enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
No, definitely, man. Everybody loves sports in the fam, and they're watching Lakers game, they're watching Michael Jordan and the Bulls and all that good stuff. And you got a brother who's in the front yard playing ball till midnight. Just by seeing that, it's just motivation, really, or I just don't have to dribble the ball to kind of pick up how to dribble the ball.
Is there an end game for you in this, or is it just getting the chipper?
Nah, I'm just thankful to be able to play with my brothers,
Okay.
really, and compete with new guys, the team, and try to bring a championship. We did that once, let's get another one, and so that's really just
So it's getting the chip because all due to Americans. He's all about trying to get you guys recruited to these overseas teams.
Yeah.
That's what's big about this whole league is that. And there's only two leagues. There's the Drew League, and then the Drew League kind of got the fame and fortune to it, and then the LABC League is like these guys who just grind and just want to just get it.
In the background, you got NBA, not prior, but college players, coaches.
High school, out of the penitentiary.
Chasing a dream.
Yeah, still chasing that dream. So no hoop dreams.
Nah, no hoop dreams, man. I prefer just playing recreationally and watching.
Yeah.
That's,
So you suffered 3 losses. What was those 3?
it just happens, and that ball's not going through that basket, and you're not able to prevent the other ball from going in the basket. They're going to lose.
Yeah.
But 3 games again, the first time coming together, 3 losses,
No practice.
no practice, 3 losses and a
Explains a little.
championship.
That's good.
We did well.
So without giving away your playbook tonight, what do you guys?
We don't have a playbook. We don't practice.
no
No
play.
practice.
So what are you
No
going to do?
playbook.
What's
We run the give and go. So I can tell you how we run the give and go.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll ask for the ball. Hey, give me the ball and go over there.
Yeah.
And then I just go to work.
I'm thinking motion,
I'm thinking
flex.
like give and go.
I'm like,
I'm
is
thinking
it
you gonna
Kobe
run-
and Shaq? He like, just give me the
this is just
ball
Kobe,
and
man.
just go over there.
That's
I mean,
Kobe.
get out the way. Take your man with you so I can have some space.
It's a new give and go, man.
That's the new give and go.
That's a new give and go.
That's the
I
old
like
fight Kobe. That's the old fight Kobe.
That's that rec ball
Just
give and
give
go
me
right
the
there.
ball and go over there.
But we
like that.
honestly just we play hard nosed defense. That's
Yeah.
where it really starts. We're going to play defense, top to bottom, crash the glass, and we'll get buckets. We'll get buckets.
Are you nervous tonight about anything?
No, I was nervous about this. That's it. The rest is easy.
Yeah. Fredo, you got something?
Well, no, I'm just very excited to go ahead. Me and Ferran are going to be doing the play-by-play tonight for you guys live from there. North Hollywood, Van Nuys, whatever you want to call it. I knew you were about to throw it in because I threw in North Hollywood. I was like, it's Van Nuys, Fredo.
They be trying to catch me before I say some shit. Huh?
I knew
Yeah,
you
because
already.
you always say something.
No, but yeah, so I'm very excited. So we're just excited to see some basketball. Hopefully,
Nice,
hopefully it's you. Thank you, appreciate that. Damn, thank you. You stopped me
You see
again.
what I'm saying?
Want to see this again? Can we get a close up here?
No, don't zoom that.
But yeah, so we're excited for tonight. But I know you're talking about basketball. Your whole family enjoys watching basketball. Tell us a little bit about basketball. You being a fan of it. What's your team?
I love the Lakers. I love the Lakers. Those are my guys.
Wonderful.
Kobe.
Doesn't like it.
That's
a
okay.
good-
That's fine.
Tell him it's fine.
You like the Clippers, huh?
No, that likes the Clippers right there. That one right there. I don't know why, but
Me and his tan is two different tans, so I'm going state. I'm from the Bay.
Okay, that makes
So,
sense.
but I go back from when they was losing. Though I know what the Clipper fans used to feel like. So now
Did y'all have free hot dogs and passes?
yeah,
and
you
stuff?
can play too. Back when Manute Ball was there.
he was actually balling back
When
there.
Manute Ball was there, I go back Hardaway.
Family pack.
All the days when we were just
Your boy Bimbo
mediocre.
Cole.
Bimbo Cole. I could go back. Sleepy Floyd. There's always
Y'all had the
one.
one dude that beat up the coach too.
I
What
used to
was
think that the Warriors was one of those basketball teams in the league
Sprewell?
where
Was it
basically
Latrell
Sprewell, yeah.
Yeah.
Latrell
He bit somebody or
Beat the
something?
coach
Yeah.
up, knocked the coach around.
Yeah, but he had that he had the spinning wheels and he had the spinners
Yeah,
on the
on
wheels
his
and
shoe, that's crazy.
he had trends.
So
But-
you old time Laker fan, or you the Kobe? In what era? Like what era?
You're only 19.
Nah, man. You know, since like the mid '90s, really, roughly around the time Kobe actually came into the league. But you know, I love the archive, so I watch a lot of Magic. You know, a lot of film on Magic, and those guys and what they did was pretty special.
It's all chemistry, man. Those guys, just like the Pistons had their day, the Celtics had their day. You know, who you see in the finals? I'm curious.
Golden State. That's really it. It's a scrimmage at that point in time. So whenever
so
they
that just took the Lakers right out the whole deal.
Yeah, so even with this, he calls it cut and paste basketball. Now that they got, you know,
the new squad.
That new
That's
guy,
pretty cool, by the way. Cut and paste.
That new guy, like
Thank you.
Still gonna take some time
the
in jail.
astronaut.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I would assume so. I mean, they're professionals, you know, but it's a lot of new pieces, and then also guys who've been on the squad have new roles.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's not going to be the easiest thing for them to accomplish. But
say that each and every time. It's like it's so much. You can put all the best players on the same team. It's only one ball. You got egos that still play a part.
Let me see if this is the Skype caller there yet. All right, so let's.
All right,
so we got your competition tonight on the line right now. What's up, man?
Look like he delivered mail. It don't look like he played basketball.
Put on a headset.
Hey, man, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Hey, man, Si, thanks for taking some time out, man, tonight before this game is getting started tonight, man. So introduce yourself, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited to be on the show. I wish I could be there in person, but I'm at work, unfortunately, right now as we speak. So,
yeah.
That's what's up.
You know, I couldn't be there, but I'm excited to be talking to you guys and see you guys later on tonight for the game.
So 10-0, man. How you pull 10-0 off, man?
Wow.
You grow a
I mean,
beard.
that's competitive, too. It's just that I've been running teams for about 14 years, and then playing with the same group of guys for the past 10 years, more or less. And we play 3-4 times a week. I mean, you know, we've been together for a while, and we just show up and play hard, man. I mean, you know, we got some games that, you know, things went our way, some didn't. Some were blowouts, some were, you know, closer games. But, we just played hard, man, and we got the W's.
10-0. Wow. You ready for that?
yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, it's a piece of cake for me. So just tell me where and what time.
Hey, Si, man. So what do you got to pull together tonight, man, to get this chip, man?
I mean, Farron, my team is battle tested. Like I said, we've been playing for many, many years. We play 3-4 leagues a week, every single week. You know, so we go through a lot of championships. It's funny because every time I tell my dad and mom, like, hey, I have a championship game, they're like, man, again?
Again?
Yeah. It really is a championship game. I'm not just making it up. It's really a championship game. And just come out and play, man. I told my guys, I don't know much about my opponent. All I know is that they're really good. Mm-hmm. And we're just going to come out and play hard, man, and see what happens, you know? That's all we can do.
Well, he's here in the studio, man. Anything you want to
right
say?
here, right
Anything you want to say to him,
How's it
man?
going,
You want to
man?
just like...
Much love and respect, man. Just excited for the game, you know?
Said, bring your
I
game,
heard
man.
some things about you guys. I did some, you know, asking around, you know, different guys that know your team, and I've heard nothing but good stuff. So, you know, it's going to be a good game. I'm very excited.
I mean, I guess the story is that this is their first year.
Yeah.
And you bragging about how you have 10 years.
14
You know what I'm
years.
saying?
14
So
years.
if you get smashed tonight, you know what I'm saying?
So he knows about the give and go.
Yeah. You got to
I
be
mean,
careful
yes,
about
we're
the give
older,
and go.
they're younger. That's the case, right?
Y'all get smashed tonight. It's by somebody only been around a year that don't practice. And y'all play 3 times a week.
Oh, so this
Don't
is
get
the game.
smashed.
It's going to be good.
This is going to be
I'm
good.
going to come rent a
Don't
car
buy into
from you
that.
so you
Don't
got some
buy into
job
that.
security.
Hype it up.
Yeah.
He's about to
Tonight,
leave work and go practice right now.
I'm going to come rent a car next week so you got job security. Because if they smash on y'all, I'm coming back and I'm going to talk mess. 10 years?
Man.
Y'all can't lose, man. 10 years.
Oh, there it is. You got a tough one tonight.
Got a tough one tonight.
No, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Like I said, it's going to be a good game. I've pretty much, you know, text message from all my guys, let them know how important this game is, and to come out ready to play and nothing else. So we'll definitely be ready. Whatever happens as far as whoever wins the game, you know, we'll find out, I guess. But we're just gonna come out and play hard and see what happens.
Look at his face.
Oh, Aramis is ready.
I've spoken like a true champ. You know, much respect there.
No, it's all good.
Cool deal,
And good
man.
fun, man. We wish everybody, good healthy game, man.
Yeah.
And
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Keep the 5 people in the building entertained. So that's the whole thing.
Hey, and make sure you guys check us out on Spreaker.com. Just hashtag or look for Sports Collective Radio, and we'll be broadcasting live, man, play by play. We'll have some live footage, especially from the social
Tell your
media.
family. Tell your family.
What's the mobile
Go ahead.
app link?
If you got Google Play, just go and you can download.
Just go to
Sports
Google
Collective Radio.
and Google it, and it's going to be the first one to pop
Sports
up
Collective
there.
Radio. We're the only ones.
Only ones.
And we're still working on the Apple app, right?
Yes. Because we got some video streaming coming up. So,
Apple's going to have some
special
video
things
for next season.
Definitely.
Man, we thank you for taking time out at work, man, and we look forward to seeing you tonight, man. So we're going to let you go.
I'll see you guys tonight. Thank you so much.
How much is the daily rate for a Lexus?
I got you guys, man.
You got us. You got us. No mercy.
I rent cars, man, so I got you. Unfortunately, I'm all
I
the
ain't
way
bringing
in
it back,
Oxford,
though.
But I got you.
He ain't coming up there,
I need
man.
a week rental.
He's an Oxnard. No, he ain't coming out here, man.
I'm a gold member with Hertz, so it's all good.
All right, Sai.
Hey, so we're one company. Hertz and Dollars one company, so it's all good.
All right.
Hey, they didn't pay. You didn't pay for that. You didn't pay for that. All right, man. We'll let you get out of here.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you tonight.
Cool deal. All right, man. That's going to be live.
Yeah, well, Aramis, anything you got to say before we get going here?
Hold on. You better smash on them. 10 years? My microphone actually worked now. Okay, 10 years.
The Spurs ran out of gas, too, so it's no big deal. And
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
We just going to do what we do, man.
It's true.
There it is.
Very true.
10 years?
I'm excited.
3
for this.
days a week?
Right. I'm excited.
Let's do the math on that. 3 days a week, 52 a week. It's a lot of
That's
basketball.
too damn much. That's
I
what that is.
need a 20-second timeout.
There
So
it is.
We're going to take this quick break because next up, if you've been checking social media, you know my man Robert Lamar is here with Dick Dornan from the CIF, man. And we've got to find out what's in store for this 2018-2019 season for this high school sports, man. So up next, don't go anywhere. Sports Collective TV right here on MorrisMediaLive.com. Shout us out.
The Consortium of Health and Military Performance, also known as CHAMP, of the Uniformed Services University of Health and Science, known as USUHS, is conducting a study to understand a possible genetic link between sickle cell trait, known as SCT, and exercise-related events, known as EREs, such as exertional rhabdomyolysis, muscle damage, heat stroke, and or collapse. We are inviting African American men and women with sickle cell trait and their family members to participate. Participating in the study will require you to complete a health history questionnaire, a form authorizing our study physician to gather health information from you and your healthcare provider, as well as a one-time blood donation. In order to qualify for the study, you must meet the following criteria: be African American, be sickle cell trait positive, be able to read, speak, and understand English, be between the ages of 18 and 80, and currently not being treated for any mental or psychological disorders. Participation is completely voluntary, and your decision will not impact your healthcare. The results for this study are for research purposes only and are not intended to directly benefit any individual for confidentiality reasons. However, the results of this study are intended to help better shape policies and associated health risks affecting the SCT community. Participants may be compensated for their time. To join the study, or if you would like additional information regarding the study, please contact the study team by phone, area code 240-479-9514, or email sctstudy-ggg@usuhs.edu.
I do that though. What it is? It's your boy Robert Lamar in the house, man. How y'all doing?
What's up, man?
It's been a while, everybody.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Hey, the best time of the year, hands down, is football season. And, you know, I feel really good about football season. You know, when everything starts to go right, it starts with one guy for me. My guy, Mr. Dick Dornan, big baby.
Thank you, Robert. It's great to be here, guys.
Good to see you again.
Pleasure to be back again.
What's up, everybody, man?
Hey, what's up, chocolate baby?
It's so cool to be back with you guys, man.
The roof on the roof.
Hey,
we getting a Sunday when we leave, man.
Man, I'm trying to leave those alone.
But you ain't posted a good Sunday.
Because I'm trying to, man, I gotta.
Can you just take an old picture and post it?
I can do that.
All right, okay, all right.
You gonna smell the phone too?
I didn't know ice cream had a smell.
Hey,
okay, all right.
when you're hungry. Hey, but you know, Ferran tagged me and you with the show that we did last year with Dick.
Yeah.
Right.
I personally think that was one of our best shows that we ever done.
It was.
It was a good time.
It was.
Callie took over. took over.
Hey, what can I say?
With my guess, but hey,
it's called hospitality.
It was dope, man, and I'm just glad that once again another year that we are able to do this. We can't take this for granted, man. There's a lot of revolving doors in this city, and we here. It's been a few years.
Yeah.
I mean, we paid our dues just basically to the inner city sports of L.A., working with the LABC League. Now, thanks to Shireen being involved with the Drew League. So we're just expanding. So as we expand organically, you've been part of that whole process. So however we can continue to give you the exposure you need based on your initiatives is really the best thing we can do. We've actually worked with the Reform with Oscar and so we worked with the WNBA. We got a mobile app. I mean, we've just really made a lot of things happen. I would say we a baby ESPN. Nobody just know about us. Nobody just don't really know about us yet.
Well, let's get this show on the road.
For real.
So, Dick, introduce yourself to the listeners once again, so we can get this football talk going, man.
Yeah, well, it's a pleasure to be back. I can't believe it's been a year.
Yeah,
I mean, it flew by, but last year was a great year for CD Section Sports and all seasons. But my name is Dick Dorn. I'm the Sports Information Director for the CIF LEC section. This is my 5th year as the SID, and proud of it. And yeah, this is a great time of year. Counting the days. This Friday's opening kickoff. Yeah. It's the earliest that we've ever had a high school football season start.
Is this week 00 or is this
that's what
week
it feels
0?
like, 00. But basically, we had to align with the CIF state.
Right.
Now all 10 sections in the state
are
on the same timeline. And yeah, it's an early start, but hey, it's time to get out there and play some football and have some fun here.
So I followed your Instagram page, right? And to recap from last year to now, a lot of championship. I mean, a lot of schools. Venice High School. I saw volleyball championships. I saw all the different sports.
Palisades, you said.
Yeah, is that Palisades? I mean, just
we have a lot going on. It all started last fall with Narbonne having a great season again, and they won their second state championship in 3 years. Division 1A bowl champs up in Sacramento. So they set the tone for the year, and then it moved on from there into the winter. And then I was fortunate enough to fly up to Sacramento and see View Park win a Division 4 state title. View Park's right down the street from the studio, and we were very proud of them, of what they accomplished. First ever state title in that school's history.
Yeah. That was dope.
Just a great moment in general. And all sports were good. Palisades had a great run in boys volleyball. We haven't had that ever happen in the SoCal Regionals. They got to the SoCal Regional semifinals. They finished number 10 in the nation in boys volleyball. So city section sports are steadily climbing. It's great to come out here and promote the sports and the different teams and so forth. And football with just 5 days away, and Narbonne's a team to beat again. Robert, what do you think?
Yeah, but
you think so?
Before we get to that, let's just say, Crenshaw, you guys did your thing for state last year. You know, we were around the corner, and I don't want them Shaw dudes coming up here like, hey, we won our state title too. You did.
Yes.
I was there. We covered it, and that's where that picture came from.
I got to give some love. That's right. Coach Robert Garrett, the NFL Don Shula Coach of the Year nationally, led the Cougars to their first ever football state title as well.
Yeah.
Division 4 AA, and it was right on their home turf. Robert and I were there. We got to witness an historic day for the Crenshaw community. Awesome. And like I said, right down the street, too.
Right down the street. That's why
shout
we
out to the Cougars on a great year as well.
That's right.
There were no problems getting to the freeway.
That's actually the home team right here. We can walk to Crenshaw from here.
I mean, program. As you know, in sports, now parents are like always recruiting, trying to get their kids to the safe school, the number one school. Are you guys seeing that shift in the recruitment at all in regards to city sports versus, private schools, or just, I mean, I know a year or 2 years ago, that was kind of like the transition. It's like, especially in basketball, I want to get my kid to the best program so they can actually get the opportunity to actually graduate, because in inner city or city schools still have the issue of counseling, recruitment, and things of that sort. So when you see those problems still kind of exist, but then you're getting chips out of it, it's kind of like coming full circle for you guys to get the exposure you need.
I agree, and the issue is still there. A lot of our athletes still leave and go to the southern section for better opportunities, I guess you can say. But with Narbonne's success over the last 3 years, winning 2 state titles, that program has begun basically to recruit itself.
Mm-hmm.
And this year alone, they have close to 20 transfers.
Yeah,
and that's why I said program.
So kids want to play for Narbonne with a chance to win a state title and a chance to play for one of the top 3 bowl games in the state of California. Why not be a part of it in Narbonne, or for that matter, Crenshaw or anybody else?
So I got a question about that. To answer your question earlier, yeah, Narbonne is clearly my team to beat in the city. And if we did a point spread, it'd probably be plus 40 in the championship game. They're that deep. But
plus 40.
If Narbonne runs the table this year, if they beat Corona Centennial convincingly,
that's the key game, Robert, right there. You nail it. First of all, they got to go undefeated.
Right.
I know where he's going with this.
Yeah, okay, just check.
Go on, keep it going.
If they convincingly beat Corona Centennial, the Centennial is probably a semifinal team, maybe a final team, but most likely semifinal. Do we do an open game with Narbonne versus the Pac-5 champion?
Well, it would be
a regional game.
In the open division, there is no regional game. You just get selected and they get the automatic. So what Robert is alluding to is Narbonne the type of team this year that could overcome the Mater Dei, the St. John Boscos of the world, and get that open division bid from the southern region to play the northern team, which is traditionally De La Salle. To answer that question, Narbonne's got to have a hell of a year. That means basically going undefeated, beating Centennial, and hopefully that the state committee honors that and says they are the most deserving team to play for the highest level of excellence in the bowl series.
That is going to be brutal because there's a couple teams in the southern section that are going to be respectively number 1 and number 2 or number 3 in the country. So we need a couple dominoes to fall for that to happen. It could, but man.
Can you say those teams in the southern section? Do you
Mater Dei and St. John Bosco. St. John Bosco was preseason number 1. Mater Dei,
St. John Bosco just opened up a $7.2 million stadium.
It's insane.
So you're dealing with that. Now, if there's a plus side for Mater Dei, I mean, they lose their stud quarterback and bring another one. But you know what? Let's not worry about the southern section. It's all about the city section right now.
That's right.
Narbonne's got some great talent, and it's going to be a wonderful year for them and for them most other teams such as San Fernando and Carson and Fairfax and Birmingham. It's going to be good.
That name is causing a lot of drama throughout the city. San Fernando. And when people will see, this is funny, you're old enough to remember when San Fernando traditionally had the best teams in the state. And they haven't really won anything about, a good 30 years? And then they surprised Dorsey, which I predicted that they would. But going into this year, they're returning 18 out of 22 starters. And I believe that that's the second best team in the city as of right now, on paper.
I would say that on paper they return a lot, and they probably are the second best team around. But, I would never discount Carson, what Coach Ali's doing over there and building a great program.
Or Dorsey or Crenshaw.
Or Dorsey with their new head coach and Crenshaw with Coach Garrett.
I mean, do you have any favorites? Can you say?
No. I honestly don't have.
I was just checking.
I don't have any favorites. Robert and I each pick our game of the week on a Friday.
Yeah.
He'll be at Reseda this Friday. I'll be at Eagle Rock. I just go wherever randomly, wherever it takes me every week. And I just enjoy high school football. See the two city school teams play. Try to promote them over social media on that given day. But I think there's a lot of good teams that want to compete because it's such a coveted position.
Yeah.
If you reach the city championship game in the open division, regardless if you lose to Narbonne, if that happens, you're going to state.
Yeah.
And that's because the football advisory chose that method to go that direction,
right? Where
the runner-up gets the nomination for state, not the Division I champion, because in essence those teams came out of Division I already.
Right.
Exactly.
So hey, if you can get to the championship game in the city section, open division, you're going to state.
Yeah.
And if you're fortunate enough, like Crenshaw, then you play for a state title.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite sport that you would like to watch, or is it volleyballs?
Well, I oversee volleyball. That's my sport.
Football for this one.
I oversee basketball. Those are my sports. I coached basketball for a long time.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's something special about Friday nights.
Yeah.
There are for football.
That Friday night.
With all the safety measures that are out there in regards to football, are you seeing any programs or any more knowledge of because high school football, you go to college. Those guys, that's what they're doing it for. So are we seeing anything from a high school level where they're getting more information on how to really, how to hit and how to, protect their bodies and things of that sort?
Yeah.
Or is the protective equipment becoming better equipment, or what's happening on that side?
We're getting more information from the CIF state office via the NFHS, which is the governing body in the entire country. And it's like a trickle down. If it goes from the NFHS to the CIF state office to all the 10 commissioners down to us, and at the football coaches meeting, they address a lot of issues. Specifically, obviously, continue to be more aware of the concussion protocols and the symptoms and so forth. Yeah. Definitely on the proper techniques of tackling. That's being emphasized now. And the new CIF state rule this year was to cut back on the tackling to now where they can only go 2 days a week, no more than 45 minutes.
Okay.
So it's like an NFL.
It used to be 90,
protocol.
now it's a 45. So they're trying to.
So is there any rule changes in regards to like we see in the NFL, like you can't hit below this? And then,
No. Rule changes still are status quo at the high school level.
Okay.
But there's more emphasis from our office onto the coaches.
And for me, what's kind of important before we Robert is the sickle cell trait awareness and having student athletes who have the trait, hydration. Do you guys discuss that as far as what you're?
For sure. We had the Venice athletic trainer come by the coaches meeting and talk about hydration and to be aware of the excessive heat that we've been dealing with now these past couple summers. And so she does a wonderful job. Her name is Kirsten, and she does a great job of sharing that information to the coaches, who then bring it back to their staffs and educate the young men and about what needs to be done at practice and so forth as we go into the season.
Because preseason, for some reason, particular with people with sickle cell trait, haven't practiced or done anything in the off season, get out there and try to get that spot or overexert themselves, and a lot of cats have had some health complications from that exertion. So just always important to make sure people understand if you have sickle cell trait, that hydration is very important for everybody, but especially for sickle cell trait carriers, so you don't have any exertion injuries during the football season.
Just to piggyback off of that, I remember we first started talking about that about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like now it's almost to the point where we don't really kind of have to mention it. We just remind people now.
Yeah, exactly.
Now the awareness is definitely, picking. It's at an all-time high.
Well, we want to keep you here. We got Mother Fitness coming up next, so we want to keep you on the deck here with us. So
by all means, let's do it.
Again, thank you for coming out and sharing who you are and what you've been up to. And Robert, man, you're always welcome, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Shoot. Thank you.
So we're going to take a quick break. We got Mother Fitness coming up, and then after that, we got the alert section. So be right back. Sports Collective TV. Shout us out.
Cali Sports within the building.
Also known as CHAMP of the Uniformed Services University of Health and Science, known as USUHS, is conducting a study to understand a possible genetic link between sickle cell trait, known as SCT, and exercise-related events, known as EREs, such as exertional rhabdomyolysis, muscle damage, heat stroke, and or collapse. We are inviting African American men and women with sickle cell trait and their family members to participate. Participating in the study will require you to complete a health history questionnaire, a form authorizing our study physician to gather health information from you and your healthcare provider, as well as a one-time blood donation. In order to qualify for the study, you must meet the following criteria: be African American, be sickle cell trait positive, be able to read, speak, and understand English, be between the ages of 18 and 80, and currently not being treated for any mental or psychological disorders. Participation is completely voluntary, and your decision will not impact your healthcare. The results for this study are for research purposes only and are not intended to directly benefit any individual for confidentiality reasons. However, the results of this study are intended to help better shape policies and associated health risks affecting the SCT community. Participants may be compensated for their time. To join the study, or if you would like additional information regarding the study, please contact the study team by phone, area code 240-479-9514, or email sctstudy-ggg@usuhs.edu.
Welcome back to Sports Collective TV. This is Oscar, your host, and we are going to be talking about some health oriented around sports and just fitness. Let me go ahead and pass it down the line so everyone can introduce themselves.
Hi. I'm Mother Fitness. I was here with you guys last month in July, and I'm glad to be back.
Dick Dornan with the CIF LAC section.
Aramis, representing Slaughterhouse, LABC League.
So we got a variety and a good panel up here. So do you want to lead the conversation, Mother Fitness?
Well, basically, I was going to recap from the last time that I was here to kind of get you guys to know who I am once again. I'm a former bodybuilder. That's what I am. I'm a former bodybuilder. So now my job is this. I'm a prep contest coach. So if there's anybody out there that's interested in competing, I can help with you with that. I also have a nursing background. I'm an LVN, so I had been a nurse for many years practicing. I kind of flipped over and did more of the personal training end because that's more in the wellness avenue. So we're trying to keep people well opposed to making them sick. So that's where my job comes in. I'm trying to keep people well, and I train children. I was a PE coach for KIPP schools and also for teach schools through the YMCA.
So you have like a variety of just experience around this, just keeping people healthy, right?
Right. I like to say I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. And still open to learning. I mean, every day is a challenge. Everything is new things.
What I say all the time is like sports always transitions into life, and if you have versatility in life, you're just going to be accomplishing a lot of different things. Just like in sports, if you have a player that has versatility, can play a lot of different roles, then they're going to be better useful within the team. And the same applies to life. So.
Absolutely. You got to learn to be smarter about what you're doing. Like I like to say, train smarter and not harder, because you can be harder at how you train if you use your brain.
Okay. So how is it?
Words of wisdom.
Right, there you go. You got experience, right?
Very good.
And how is that around, like, let's say high school football, high school sports? How has that evolved, like the way training and eating that you've seen within teams?
Well, it's the word of mouth, getting the message out there. We have coaches meetings.
Okay.
For every single sport. It's required in our city section to have a preseason coaches meeting. For every sport that's in season. So we just finished up last week having 5 different coaches meetings for girls volleyball and football and girls tennis, etc. And first of all, we have Gatorade as one of our sponsors. They come in there and talk about health and nutrition from their end and what's new from the Gatorade and the Gatorade lab and basically an update on what's new. We also provide information from the officials in regards to safety. So they will do rules of instruction and anywhere that thing pertains to, obviously, safety. And then we all have guest speakers. And I mentioned at the last segment that Kirsten Farrell of Venice, the athletic trainer, will visit occasionally to different coaches' meetings and share what's prevalent and what needs to be emphasized for that year in regards to health and habits and whether it be good eating habits or training effectively or cautionary things about the heat. Again, that's where we teach the coaches, and then the coaches go back to their teams.
So recently in the pros, you're starting to see this rise of these vegan athletes, like trying to really build their bodies with the most efficient kind of nutrients. Do you see that culture growing in the high school level where, let's say you have...
Honestly, I haven't really noticed it. I'm so secluded into the office.
Oh, okay.
These are the great moments when I get out of the office to visit people and so forth. But I'm not so much on the campus to be aware of what the athletes are doing in that regards. I haven't really heard that.
Okay.
I know throughout LAUSD they're emphasizing a healthy environment at lunch and so forth, and we hope they carry from lunch into before practice.
Right, exactly.
Post practice.
What about you? How's your training when
I just finished eating a burger and some fries and drank some soda, so I really don't.
So you're from the other side of the spectrum.
I'm on the other side, but I definitely agree with you guys. The position. I have nephews who play contact sports. So
was it grass-fed beef?
It was McDonald's, so it might have been frozen.
Right across the street, wasn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I did. I walked.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go. You got
like
some
balance,
cardio
right?
in.
It's a little balance.
It's a balance. But in reference to what you just said, now I have noticed that.
Right.
I have noticed that you're seeing a lot more athletes being very concerned about what they're consuming.
Right.
I've seen vegetarians and vegans more on the rise.
Right.
Because what they have found out is that what they put into their bodies give them more on the output on their performance.
Right.
So if you want to have a greater performance, is what you're putting in you. It's like the premium gasolines versus just regular.
Or getting some Arco compared to some like
Exactly
some
that
mobile.
point. So
Yeah.
you're finding more athletes now really being concerned about eating more clean.
Right.
Putting the right tools into their bodies to give them a greater performance. And what you end up finding is that alongst the way, they adapt a behavior that stays true
Right.
to as they age. So therefore, as you get older, you're going to have less problems.
Right.
Healthy lifestyle.
Exactly.
So eventually it'll happen. I mean, you see more.
Right.
You say out of 100, you might have a good 20
Right.
that's interested. Maybe not to the veganism part,
Right.
but maybe cleaning up. Let's just say, as he like bringing up the whole idea of the grass-fed burger. Okay, maybe now you put something in his head.
Right.
He might go home and say, "Oh, okay. Well, I still want my burgers, but maybe I want to clean my burger up now."
Right.
And that would be more of the grass-fed. Eating a little bit more veggies.
Right.
Being controlled about the carbs that I'm taking in. Eating cleaner carbs, more grains.
Right.
Sweet potatoes. Maybe a little less cheese. Those kind of little things will help.
Cheese. You saw his face when you said cheese.
I
Slow.
love cheese. I love it.
I'm not saying you have to give it up.
There's
It's
vegan
just
cheese.
that not only that, white cheese versus cheddar cheese,
Right.
lesser fats.
Right.
Just kind of be aware of what you're putting in you.
Right.
Because these things that you're putting in you, again, later on, kids, stop diseases from cultivating. So that's kind of like a whole nother conversation that we could have.
Hey, don't take yourself to dig that.
Well, I mean, some people are blessed with just good genes where they have high metabolism, right?
Yeah, and this is true too, but you want to take care of yourself
Right,
at the end
right.
of the day. You just don't want to go on genetics.
I know.
You know what I mean? Because it's a lot to be learned about those kind of things. You still want to, again, let's go back to the high performance car. Okay, let's say I'm driving a Bentley. Do you just really think I want to put Arco into my tank?
Right.
Not trying to throw shame on Arco. Okay.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is, right. So why would I use a low grain, grade, I should say, opposed to putting something that's going to be good to my car.
Right.
Because I see a lot of men taking more care of their cars than they do of themselves.
Right.
And I think that if you're going to take care of yourself, if you're going to take care of your car like that, how about putting that into yourself?
Right.
And
what's one of the things I always bring up too is what does stress have? How does that affect, let's say, a healthy lifestyle?
Oh, everything. That is the culprit to leading to a lot of diseases. People don't realize how they stress.
Right.
You could probably sit here and say, "Oh, I don't stress at all. I got a handle on it." But your body internalizes things differently.
Yep.
So you may not show it on the outside, but your inside is probably in there doing some serious fighting.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you might have something brewing. But if you keep that stress level down, it could change the game on a lot of things.
Okay. Let's see. What are some suggestions you could tell our viewers about just changing your lifestyle just from one day to the next? What are like small things you can do?
You can make small changes like drinking water.
Yes.
Water is huge, and that's a easy detox that you can do for yourself on a daily basis.
Right.
Keeping stress level down, and another thing you could do is make sure you're taking a good multivitamin and multimineral.
Okay.
Because you burn out. When you're stressed out, your body is sucked up of everything, all your nutrients, because you're stressing.
Right.
You need to put that back into your system. Be a little bit more diligent about what you're eating and putting in you. Don't go on one meal a day and do all your calories and your fats in one meal. That wreaks havoc. Have like about 4 to 5 small meals a day. Control your sugar intake. That's another thing that's huge. Cut down on the sugars. We all like desserts. We all like to eat sugars. I mean, I do too. But there is a time where I know that I need to shut that down. Or sometimes you just walk away from it.
Right.
Those little things.
So you heard it from here. We have everyone talking about health. It's a movement now. It's about everyone really making those choices. At the end of the day, it's personal. If you want to live a long life, you need to start right now, whether you're young or you're an elder. Right? We all need to make those changes.
Absolutely.
We want to live a long life. All right, any last things before we
That's
go
what
about
it's
health?
about.
A lot of good points here. Enjoyed it.
What about you, Herman?
Stay healthy, man. I'll get there.
One step at a time. All right, so once again, if you guys want to call in, 323-293-3375. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Sergeant First Class Ferran Dozier. I'm here at the military base, and I have the sickle cell trait. Now, why I got involved is I experienced what they call sickle cell trait exertion. And I was doing the Army physical fitness test, the 2-mile run, and when I got done, I collapsed. A lot of soldiers and athletes have been dying at football fields and running track, and the family members have no idea that they have the sickle cell trait gene or that it's a trigger. So my purpose is to mobilize the community so we can find out what's in your genes. How would life be if we could prevent another child from being born with sickle cell trait or disease? And if a child was born with the trait or disease, that the family members would have the education, awareness, and resources in every city that they lived in. So tune into our webinar series and find out what's the count.
What's the count? What's the count? What's the count?
Welcome back to Sports Collective TV. We're just wrapping up a wonderful show with a bunch of awesome guests. We're talking some great stuff, and we're finishing the last segment here, the NBA Alert. If you want to give us a call and give us your opinion, call us at 323-293-3375. And so we're going to get it started for these last few minutes. You guys know the game. If anything controversial is said or you don't agree, hit that alarm, baby.
Hit that alarm.
All right, so I'm going to jump straight into it. We got some NBA talk going on. Carmelo Anthony plans to sign with Houston, $2.4 million.
Hey, we got a basketball person here. Carmelo Anthony, out of all the people out there.
He's signed. And
keep going.
Let's go. He's coming off the bench. He's coming off the bench. So I was going to ask.
How you going with Carmelo Anthony?
Hold on. You said he's coming off the bench. Do you have it on paper?
Hey, I disagree with that.
According to sources and Adrian Wojnarowski, or Woj, how you call it. Yeah. Melo's coming off the bench. He agreed with Mike D'Antoni to come off the bench for this season and to be a role player rather than a starter. Do you guys think Houston can be better this year than they were last year?
Hell no.
Who gives a damn about Houston?
Lake Show.
Oh man, that's Golden State's number one competitor.
I want to face Houston in the playoffs. As Lakers.
What about LeBron?
Since we're not talking LeBron in here anymore.
Yeah, we're talking LeBron. We can't talk LeBron.
Talk Melo.
Yeah. LeBron. All right.
So what's next, Al?
Look, we got a basketball mind here. We got Aramis. Aramis, let us know. You're a Laker fan. You say you grew up watching Lakers. What do you
in the 90s. He's a young buck.
We're in 2018 today. LeBron's here. Right. So
he's up to date.
He's up to date.
LeBron's not in the headlines. Why are we talking about it right now? Alert, let's go. Man.
Next topic. So the NBA has seen quite a big problem arising over the last few years. A lot of these big name stars are sitting out these quote-unquote unimportant games. Now, some teams look at this as a useful tactic to rest players through the long 82-game season, but this is a big problem for fans as they are paying a lot of money to watch these players, to watch these big-name players play. How do you guys suggest the NBA solves this problem in the years to come?
Fines.
Let them play. Play them. Well, then you have
but fines aren't going to do it, man. Fines aren't going to be enough.
In a prime game,
these dudes,
you got to play these guys. Period. Yeah. It's called poor management from general manager to manager. You got to play these guys.
But the GM wants to rest them.
But this is the thing. Take their game checks away, and we'll see how long that stops.
Now, game check is big.
Just saying.
Game check
but then you have coaches like Popovich that sometimes will sit out his players.
He's the problem. But if you take their game checks away, that won't happen again. Next question.
What about no? Hold on.
My thing is not during primetime games. You could do it. I got NBA League Pass.
I'm having my own show.
You can't dictate to any team when they can play their players. I think Robert's got a good point. You can hold them, take some money away, but it's up to the head coach to dictate when they play and how much they play every day.
Manages them, man.
So what do you do to the fans though that are paying $600 to go buy a ticket?
I agree. If I'm a fan, I want to see the best players play. Right. But if I'm a coach, I got to make sure my players are healthy. It's true.
Have y'all seen the Lakers tickets next season? Is
this guy boxed $7,000 for 3 games.
Well, Chocolate Thunder will be courtside. We know that right now.
Hey, he'll be courtside at the Clipper game, not the Laker game.
Hey. Don't be talking about Clips.
Yeah, baby, catch Chocolate Thunder courtside at Staples Center next year. No, we're about to roll this out. But thanks for watching Sports Collective TV.
One last question.
Every Monday's out.
You got time? You got time, Big Al? We got time.
I got nothing under this.
Okay. All right. So Frank Nitti dropped 44 points on Denzel Valentine a couple days ago at the Drew League, and that got me thinking. These young guys are playing really well against these NBA vets that are coming in thinking, they can handle it. It's not much competition. Should NBA guys really think about their credit or credibility when they go step out on the court and play against these guys?
No.
Should they risk?
No.
It's basketball. You bring your game no matter who you're playing. You could be playing against a 3-year-old. You dunk on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's part of it. I'm paying them checks though.
Aramis, what you say?
Aramis, let's go.
I would definitely agree to that, man. If when you hoop, you hoop. Doesn't matter who you hooping against, where you hooping at. When you play, you go all out.
But Robert, when you hitting that gap, if you don't hit that, if they broke through and you got that gap, and you don't hit the gap.
But my whole thing is, what happens? You hit that gap and you tear your ACL.
Exactly, and then now your NBA career is over.
And then that's it.
So then when you like.
But if you know you're going into this trying to not, risk injury and shit like that,
But
you're
that's
gonna.
why they're not playing hard though. They're not playing real time. They're not playing.
So
real
you got to
speed.
consider.
But
you
not
may
everybody's
get
going to go on a
embarrassed
record
on
and busting everybody's head. Not everybody's a killer like that. Just saying.
That's what I'm saying. They need to consider this.
Just saying.
They are not playing full speed in the Drew League. They are not going to do that.
But still, you
They
still
are
got to go
not.
out there and just.
Is there something contractually where they cannot do all this extra stuff anyway? Sometimes
The WNBA has
depends on the GM. Depends on the GM. It's all situational. Because if you got a player like playing like pickup games, they're like, you can't be playing pickup games. You got to go to training camp with an injury.
Right.
So it's situational.
And not only that, but we were there when Harden played, and he had a little tweak. Like, he kind of fell
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
And everyone hold their breath like, really, he's going to get...
I didn't. I could care less about him after walking.
I know every piece
from LA, man.
Come on, Fredo.
From LA, man.
Fredo was the first one over there. Fredo took a skateboard real quick.
I love all the LA cats.
I was about to jump on the court and kick his ass.
Hey, we want to thank you for tuning listening. I want to thank everybody for coming out today.
Thanks for having us.
For the
Great
game.
time.
Hey,
Thank you, Dick.
one more thing. Wait. Tonight, everybody, the Alley BC Finals takes place in North Hollywood, Grant High School. Go ahead and check it out. Catch us live, giving you the play-by-play, 9 p.m. Sports Collective Radio. I almost forgot.
Spreaker.com,
There it
Sports
is.
Collective Radio.
Google it.
Tonight, we're going to
Check
be
it out,
live.
baby.
10 years versus 1 year.
We out of here.
Versus 1 year.
South versus North. Give it up. Let's go. LABC, shout out. Let's go. Tonight.
Cali Sportsman in the building, y'all.